Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be here today. So my name is Amy Hill and this is Amy's Inspiration Station on the Altenew YouTube and hopefully Facebook channel. And I hope you are doing well. We have Keisha behind the badge, so I'm so glad that she is here today. So hello, Keisha. And so she will be putting some links in and moderating the chat. And so this is an awesome opportunity if you have questions or want to know about products, or you want to know really anything, or especially techniques, which is what I'm going to cover today. Throw those questions in the chat, and I would love to know how you are doing today. Did you have like a really super busy weekend? Did you have an opportunity to get into your craft room? What did you do in your craftiness this weekend? I would love to know. And hello, Keisha. I'm so glad. And she just put a wonderful reminder in there that you can please share the link to today's live. So where you're watching us, share that out with your friends and social media and let us know that you did that, and you'll be entered to win a gift card to Altenew, and Keisha will be sharing that winner by the end of our show today. And I called today's show Matchy Matchy because it's gift giving season is right around the corner. And I kind of think about Thanksgiving as, at least in America, we have Thanksgiving coming up next week. Can you believe it? And so I was like, thinking about that's really like my time to say thanks. And that's when I give gifts just, to people around. So like teachers or people that I work with and the kids' teachers, that's kind of what I kind of do at that time. So I was like, since this is gift giving season, let's talk a little bit about that. And besides that card, are you also giving a gift, maybe a gift card? So we're going to talk about how to use some classic materials in order to create a regular set with everything. So I see Crafty Coco. Thank you so much for sharing this. And Teresa, today I'll see what I can do. I don't know about different stuff, but I'm just trying to keep it a little bit matchy, but let's see if we can push that idea. And we have Nancy. Hello. Sunny, San Francisco. I believe it out there, Nancy. And Teresa, you made a Christmas card already? What? Too early, Teresa. Too early for me. And we have Cece. How are you doing out there, Cece? Is it getting cold where you are? And Betsy, hello. And Carrie, thank you so much for sharing this. And please share this live while we're live, and you'll be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And we have Shiomara and Sue. Sue, gorgeous weather today. What the heck is going on in our world? And Tracy, I already know that you're having beautiful weather down there. All right. And again, we have Keisha behind the badge. And so please give a huge shout out and a hello to Keisha. And I'm so glad that she is working with us today. And Miss Tamp. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Tamp. And Chile in Michigan, Carrie. Well, then it's time for some crafty goodness. So we can go on then. Tracy, you cannot be done with your Christmas cards. It's crazy pants. And Sandra from warm Sarasota, Florida. Oh my gosh, I know, Sue. I came home today and I was like, I should not have put the sweater on. I don't know why I did that today. Oh, that's a great idea, Carrie. Okay, international. I'll give you that one. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about what we're going to do today. And as always, if you have questions, please put those in the chat. We have such a fabulous community, so sometimes I might not get them to them, but I know our community will. And if I don't get to them, just put it back in again. And it's just sometimes it scrolls kind of quickly on the side, and I don't always see it. So if I don't answer it, you can put it back in. All right, so I have a bunch of goodies here. So I know the winter's coming now. I'm great. Well, out in Sweden it is. Yes, I can't. It's like it's very very warm here where I live. Wow, Hanukkah cards are ready, Nancy. Christmas. Well, that makes Hanukkah's earlier this year, right? That's what's going on. All right, so I'm going to start with what my main attraction is today. And my main attraction today, and I have to say, and I know you guys are going to be like, really, Amy, you're pulling out this one. I was scrolling on the old Facebook there and looking at some absolutely fabulous inspiration from the lovely people on the Altenew fan group. And I saw this most beautiful card made with this, made with the classic pine cone slim. And this is an oldie. This guy is from 2021. I can't believe I'm saying that that's old. Crazy. And Karen is here. Hello, Karen. And love goodies. Yes, Joanne, there's a lot going on right now. We might be pulling out more stuff. You never know. Even though when it starts on the desk, it might, I pull out a bunch of stuff just in case if I end up going in a different direction. And Donna's here. Hello, Donna. I'm so glad you are here. And please share this live while we're live, and you will be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And we have Keisha behind the badge today, so I'm so excited to be working with Keisha. And oh my gosh. Yes, thank you so much there, Keisha. So this one, and I checked and to make sure that these are in stock. And so this here, it just produces the absolutely most beautiful dimensional pine cones. And this stencil, I think if I remember correctly, it might line up, but I actually just use my alcohol markers to color this in, or you can keep it white. It's just this really, really beautiful classic look. And right, Sharon, I was like, I forgot how gorgeous this is. And so that's what I wanted to work with today. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, there's a stencil. Now, this is a serious oldie but a goodie. This is from 2019. Oh, do we remember 2019? And this is absolutely beautiful. I've done a lot of work with this, and it just makes, when you put both of them together, it just has this absolutely beautiful look to it. And it's just really, really pretty. And so I love the colors. I really like using this. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to make these cards. So what I have for us today, and I have some stuff over, don't look over here yet. That one is coming. So what I have is I want to make with these, I'm going to make a card. And I would like to make a gift card holder. That was the other thing I was thinking about. I want to make a matching tag and an envelope. That's right. That's 4. I'm counting them. And then if we have time, a bookmark. So I have like this whole idea of matching these gifts because they, why not? Right. There we go. And I'm so glad. So I got Tracy, Teresa, and Sue. You guys are with me. Yes. Awesome. I love this one. All right. So where I'm going to start today is I'm actually just going to, I'm going to emboss this and I'll show you gorgeous. Like even if you did this on gold cardstock, and I have some gold cardstock over here. If you do this on colored cardstock, if you do this on white cardstock, it just looks absolutely gorgeous, right? Yeah, Sue, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, matchy, matchy. It's like you already have all the stuff out, so why not, right? Just make it all at one time. And that's what I kind of tried to do. Okay, so I'm going to cut this up. And I know you're like, oh, Amy, you're going to make a slimline card. No, I'm not. I am, however, going to use the slimline embossing folder, but I am not going to make a slimline card. I think this is 3. Let's do 4 inches. All right. So I'm just grabbing a piece of white cardstock, and I have, all I'm starting with is some white cardstock. And I have some gold cardstock in the wings. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'm just going to run this guy through my embossing folder. So, all right. Oh, Joanne, I'm so glad you're here too. You guys are, I'm so happy. I know, Carrie, whatever it happens to be, but for some reason, I get really, really ambitious. All right. So I have Mr. Mister, still waiting for Mrs. Mister. Just going to wet that up just a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to grab my machine. Ugh. I swear this thing is getting heavier. All right. And again, just a reminder, while you're waiting for me to set up and run this embossing folder through, take a moment and share this live while we're live. So put that out, text your friends, let them know where you're watching. And we would love to know that as well. And let Keisha know she is behind the badge today. And you will be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. All right, so I'm just going to run this through with white, and then we'll take a look at it. And because I have it out, I'll just run it through with some gold, because I have an idea for that in just a moment. Ugh, getting old. Here we go. Ooh. I'm also not standing up. Normally I stand up because I need like a little bit of leverage and force. All right, I'm going to put this aside. We're going to look at the ooh in just a second. And I'm going to grab a piece of gold cardstock. So this is the metallic gold cardstock. And I keep it, I grab like a bunch of them while they're on sale. And I just keep them in like a little plastic folder. And that way I can keep all the scraps together. So that way I have them. So I'm going to grab this. And I just want to show it to you on this because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I know I'm not cutting my piece of paper down, and that's okay. But this embossing folder is really just a super favorite. So I have to say, I'm sorry, I forgot who shared their card, but they really inspired me. I had a different plan for today, and then I'm like, I need to do this. This is great. I know, very 2020. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Joanne, for sharing. And Teresa, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. So Keisha, we got a couple more added in. All right. Look at that. It's just pretty. Even the backside, it's just pretty. So you can imagine this, and we're going to play around with this a little bit, but you can it's just really the texture here. And then when you do it in the gold cardstock, look at that. Can you just see that with the black sentiment? That's all you really need. And that's what I love about these. Yeah. Oh, Ramat. Okay, in the fan group. Okay, I got to go back. She is so talented. Her cards were so pretty. So again, it's inspired me. And that's why those fan groups are great. And if you're not on the Altenew fan group, and even the Altenew Facebook page or our YouTube page, and I know that's where you guys are tuning in today from one of those, it's great because there's just so much inspiration out there. But I just wanted to share that with you. Just so pretty. Oh, it's gorgeous. And you can even just keep it just white. Like even that is just really pretty. Like if you put like a green sentiment on that. Yeah. Ooh, Sue, great idea. Black technique out with embossing folders. Great. But these are just gorgeous. So we're going to leave those to the side. So that's with the classic Pine Cones 3D, the slim. Now that is the slim card size, which is nice, but I'm going to cut this up and we're going to have a little fun with that in a moment. All right. So now I have my little leftover piece, and I think I'm just going to start with this. All right. So this is the classic pine stencil, and I have Altenew inks. And I think for me, my like go-to green when I do this is I love evergreen. So this is from the grass fields, and there's the forest glades and the frayed leaf that go along with that. And because it's pine, and I don't know, Sue's up near from where I live, but I don't know if it's just me, but when I look at our pine trees, there's a couple, like my favorite conifer is a blue spruce. And it really is, it's like this gorgeous teal, like green blue. And so I'd like to add a little bit of teal to my pine. So I'm just going to grab a little teal cave and a little bit of Aqualicious, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to add those in there. Okay. So we're going to stencil these out. So I'm going to grab my brushes. And I don't know if those of you who don't know, I end up repurposing. This is the insert for the alcohol markers, the 12 pack. And I just reuse these for my little blending brushes. It's free, works, it's great. And I also have some that are just specific to embossing stuff and metallics. So we're going to get to those in just a second. All right. So this was the little leftover piece of paper I had. And I'm going to put this out, and I'm going to do classic pine stencil. I'm going to start with A. I'm not going to start with B. I'm going to start with A. So Oh yeah, bright purples, teals, blues for the pine needles. Yeah. Then it's fun to kind of like stretch it, right? And see those other ones. And Sue, I love blue spruces. It's the one I want to get one for my property, but I unfortunately don't know where to put it. That's my problem. All right, so I'm just going to grab some masking tape. And again, today we're working on just getting inspiration from others. I think that's really kind of the motto of the show today, is just getting inspiration from others. And I'd love to know where you get your inspiration from. So is it from just nature and walking around? Is it from like a specific stamp set? Is it from a designer? Where do you happen to get your inspiration from? Where does that come from for you? All right. So this is classic pine stencil A and B, and these are classic. Like they literally are. They've been around for quite some time for Altenew. And they are one of those ones that I will never, ever get rid of because they are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, Joanne, you said blue spruce get very large. That's why I am not sure where I want them to be. I am not sure yet. All right. So I'm actually going to start out a little bit lighter. And that's because I want to mix in the blues. And then I'm going to come in with the evergreen on top of it. So I'm going to start out with some forest glades. And what I'm going to do here, so these are all these pine needles that are coming off of this. And I want to create a little bit of depth and dimension. And so what I'm starting out with is I'm really just kind of mapping out where I want these colors to be. And I am going to do a couple of passes of this. I'm actually going to do this one, and then I'm going to do a second page. I have a second paper I'm going to grab. And I'm really just going to concentrate the color on the edges right now as I come in. Oh, yeah, Carrie. Oh, from Nikki Hart's Cards. Oh, yeah, I'll have to check her out. Yes, Nikki is amazing. Old school physical magazines or design websites. I love it, Joanne. I know. And Tracy, absolutely everywhere. I agree with you. I think inspiration can come from everywhere. And it's one of those things that I love just going for a walk. And I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but when you go for a walk and you try to take a picture or work on, getting pictures and using that as your inspiration. Sometimes it's nice to go out with your camera and just see what the heck is out there. And I love these layering stencils too. Oh, thank you, Jane. Oh, Jane. Extra points for Jane. You got that, Keisha? All right, here we go. All right, so I'm just kind of layering this down. Now, I'm not going to add any more ink. All I'm going to do is just take the ink that I have, and I'm just going to run it off of my stencil because I don't want to waste any of this. And I'm just going to throw it in the center. So it's still going to be light. So I'm now coloring, but I don't need to add more ink to it, right? And this way I can kind of clean off my stencil without having to clean off my stencil. And for my brushes, I don't own that many. And so I just use green. Like this is a green one. This is a little bit of a darker green one. I don't have that many brushes. I kind of follow that Tim Holtz philosophy. I've heard him talk about that, where you get some new kind of crazy color combinations as you go. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sharon. The crafty magazines, it's one of those things that I feel sad about because everything is on, like sometimes I just don't want to be, I know we're on the technology right now, but sometimes I just like need a break from it. And I'd like to like read a book or look at a magazine, and they're just not really around. They're one of those things that's just not really there. But all right, so I'm going to come in with some teal, or this is Aqualicious. It's a little bit lighter, and I'm just going to push this in the middle. And I'm going to go over all of this with evergreen. And so this is going to get super dark real fast, but I want to give it this little underlayment of blue. Now, if you are like not a blue spruce fan, and maybe you, I was trying to think about up around here, Sue knows. I would say like white pines. White pines are pretty green. sometimes the evergreens that we have, they have like a little yellow tint to them. And so you could do this if you wanted to add like a nice yellow or an orange. Although that might, and it just will give it a little bit of a different look. So I'm just kind of pouncing this on the middles of these. And then I'm going to come in with the evergreen. And the evergreen is going to darken everything up. So right now, if I take a look at this and you're like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's got this like little blue tone to it. So it's good. Oh, yeah. Years ago, Sarah. Oh, no, Sue. No, you too. I'm glad. And the release blog hops. And Donna's here. Hello, Donna. Donna, we're talking trees. So since you are from the Blue Ridge Mountains, you are surrounded by a ton of trees. And so we were talking about like undertones of green. And so I happen to love blue spruces. They one of the trees that I wish that I could have on my property, but I just can't. And so I just added that little layer. I just put a little aqualicious on there. I didn't go teal cave because sometimes that freaks me out. But I just want to put this in. So now as I go in, and you can kind of see the difference. So this is where I'm adding that evergreen. And so it's starting to really pop up, but you can still see I'm not going heavy-handed on this. And but instead I am, so that way you can see a little bit of that green. So with that, Forest Glades has a little green to it. This is blue. This evergreen's very blue. And then I'm adding in that aqualicious too. And so it's just going to give us, it's going to just look a little bit slightly different. So think about those greens when you put those greens down. Think about the underlinement of all of those. So I know, Tracy. It's all right, Tracy. I know. Northern trees. It is gorgeous, I have to say, because we just had winter time here. And Sue, Sue, how are you doing, Sue? I'm so glad that you are here today, though. So glad you're here. All right. Now, I didn't put any sort of protection on my edge because I don't really care right now. And I'm going to be cutting this section. I'm going to be cutting this piece down. But I'm going to do this one more time just so I have enough background to kind of use for the other pieces that I have. And I like to do that where I can come in and just make a large swath of something. And so I can use this 6x6 stencil. And I know I'm not going to use all of it because I don't make large cards. But instead, what I can do with it is I can cut it up into pieces and use quite a bit. Okay, I think I got everything. Okay, so now I have that evergreen on there. And I'm just looking now and saying like, okay, is there any places? I'm just going to start to take the ink that's off of here. And I'm just going to swirl it in to the stencil parts. So I'm just kind of moving it in. That's all I'm doing is I'm just pushing that ink in. And you can see it's kind of cleaning up my stencil. I don't want to waste anything. So it's all going in. All right. So now we can lift this up and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So you have this variation. And so it gets to be this really gorgeous where you have these regions that are really dark. We got the blue, we got a little bit of the yellow, and you can go back over that over there too. Oh yeah, evergreen rather than black. That's a great idea, Tracy. Oh, and Helena, thank you so much for sharing this. And Joanne, thank you for sharing this. And you too can be like Helena and Joanne and be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. We have Keisha behind the badge today. Hello, Keisha. Huge shout out to her. All right. And now, so we're talking like, again, I was inspired by someone who used the pine cones embossing folder. And so I grabbed this very, very nice classic, which is the classic pine stencil A. And this one's really easy to line up. So this, I like to start with the greenery first, and then I can look and see how these pine cones should be lining up. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking here in the middle, and I can see that there's like a big, tall one and a little short, fat one, and that's the one that's in the middle. And so I just kind of turn my stencil, and then it can go right where I need it to go. All right, and here we go. And it lines up like that. So this one is really simple, comes together, easy breezy, easy to do. All right, so let me grab my tape, and I'm going to put this guy back down. And we're talking matchy-matchy today. So I'm trying to, with just these few materials and maybe some others that are on the side, I wanted to make a couple of different things on that one. Okay. Oh, hello, Dawn. I'm so glad that you are here. And I'm going to grab a couple of different things here. So my favorite thing to do with the pine cone stencil is I actually, I think using it, and I don't know if I have, I'm going to grab some, actually that one's fine. I'm going to grab a little bit of a lighter color. I actually love to use pigment ink with this. And so the Enchanted Ink Gold is typically my go-to pigment ink when I do this because it's a little bit thicker. And I actually am going to try the Rose Gold a little bit. The Antique Gold is a little bit thinner, like it's a little bit more see-through. So this one I find is a little bit more heavy-handed. Or you can go for it and you can actually use embossing powder if you want to do that on this one. But I'm going to put down a layer of color, and then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to highlight it a little bit. So I'm just going to grab, let me grab this yellow ochre and just put this color down. And all this is going to do, ooh, that's gorgeous. I'm just going to go right around the edges with these just to give it a little bit of brown darkness. And I'll put some right in the middle too. And then when I come over with the gold, it will make a little bit more sense as we go along. And I'm just adding this just in some areas, and I just want a little bit of darkness as we go in. And you could put brown in. I went with the yellow ochre here, which is off of Fall Harvest. Delectable Delights would be great for this too. Use pigment ink and then don't emboss with it. Yeah, I agree. Clear dyes. I agree, Dawn. It's so nice. And it's nice that because you can take that and I'll show you my little trick. Because I'm not going to emboss the whole thing. I'm just going to do like little bits of edges of things. All right. And then right up here. And right around here. And again, I'm just coming in. I just want to get some edges done just to give it a little bit of variation. And right about here. And right there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to come in. So I have like my own brush that is for Enchanted, for pigment inks. Huh? I hope it's this one. Oh no, Joanne, we'll see you later. Enjoy your lunch. We're back to work, I guess. All right, and now I'm going to come in. Let me take a moment first. I just realized that I have a ton of this yellow ochre on here, so I'm going to grab that. And I'm sticking with yellow or the yellow colors. Because when I think about pine cones, I don't want them to be so super dark. But you could definitely come in with some gorgeous browns too. Okay. So now this is the Enchanted Gold. So when I start to put this on, this is very light. But what this is going to do is it's going to give a metallic sheen to this. I think I could go even darker with that Fall Harvest collection. I'm going to go back in a little bit. All right, so now you can see, because I started with that Fall Harvest with the yellow ochre, it's giving this nice edge to it, which I wouldn't have if I had just gone over the whole thing with Enchanted Gold. And I think I'm going to go a little darker here. And the thing with the pigment ink is it is kind of light. So I'm trying to lay this on as heavy as I possibly can. But once I pick this up and you start turning it in the light, it is amazing. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right. I'm going to take one of these little guys. I want to just kind of play around a little bit because I don't like how those two colors are too close. Where'd it go? Here he is. Okay, I'm going to grab this Sicilian Amber and see how that looks. I know, right, Sharon? It's scary too sometimes, right, Sharon? Where like you forget to shade because you're like, oh, I don't know, because you can't ever go back, right? But you can, it's paper. You can totally go back and just, try it again. Do something a little different. It's fine. All right, so this is coming in, and this is Sicilian Amber. And this is kind of the brown shading that I wanted. And I know I'm coming over. I should have probably started with this one, but that's fine. Because I don't have the colors that I wanted. Okay, there we go. All right. And again, I can add in a little brown. I think I might dig up some brown. I'm going to see how this looks first. And then I'll do one thing with it. Oh, look how pretty. So you can see how beautiful this is. And so you have that nice color. It's nice and soft. I like it. We're going to cut this up as well. Barbara, hello. 2 Altenew lives at the same time. Jane, what else is going on? I don't know. Yes, exactly, John. You can always darken, but you can't go light unless you go white pigment. Absolutely. But you see how you have that variation? And I apologize again, and we all know this, that the camera, it's terrible at picking up shine. It really, really is. But I can see it. It's just so pretty because there's that enchanted gold is so shimmery. It's so pretty on this. All right, so another fun thing that you can do is we're going to add a little bit of, let's add some copper. I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to take this back. I'm going to put this guy back where he was. And I'm going to add just a little bit. And this one's tricky because I have the pigment ink on here. I can get this embossing kind of powder anywhere where I want to go, but I only want it to be in like certain locations. So I'm just going to grab my embossing ink, which I already have right here. And I'm just going to go, and all I'm doing here is I'm just adding in some extra little pieces. Okay. And this will, again, it will make sense. Thank you guys for going along with me. And I'm just going to add this kind of to the top of these little guys. I don't really need this because I have that pigment ink on there, but just in case, because I added that Sicilian Amber on top, I don't know if I lost anything. So I'm just kind of adding that on, just a little extra insurance. All right. And this one is tricky. So I'm not going to use a, what's it called there? A little embossing bag buddy tool or whatever. I'm going a little rogue, guys. We're going on. Crafting Showdown Season 2 period. Oh, no, that's terrible. All right, well, I'm sorry. That's too bad. Well, fortunately, you can always look at the live play of another one if you want to. But yeah, that is too bad. All right, so we got antique gold. I'm going to use a little copper because it's a little bit darker. No, John, this is not Versamark. This is the Altenew embossing ink. I actually like this more than Versamark. It's so nice. So nice. So, all right, so I'm going to just use my fingers and I'm just going to pinch a little bit in certain locations. So I'm just trying to get it so it's a little bit dark. Actually, I wonder if, and I'm just going to use my brush and I'm just going to kind of float away the ones I don't want. And I'm going to try one thing because I think it will work better. Maybe. No, I'm not. All right. And I'm just kind of sprinkling these around. And I just want to get it just in a little bit of place. Oh, I wish you guys were here in the studio with me. I know you were, you would be too. But I got to tell you, that shimmer of the enchanted gold on here, I'm seeing it now in the light. It looks so pretty. All right. Sticky embossing. Yes, this is sticky. It is so good. And this is great for it, this embossing ink. But you can actually, like, if I'm using one of the pigment inks or if I'm using the obsidian black, that will be there too. So it's pretty. And Annalicia, hello for joining us. And Jane, we got it. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to kind of push this around to where I want it. And I'm just taking, if I have little stray pieces that I don't want, I'm going to keep some of this a little bit lighter, some of it a little bit heavier. And let's get rid of that part. That one's going to be a little lighter. That one looks like it's got ants. All right, so now I'm just going to emboss this with my heat tool and get it to stay. Okay. This doesn't blow away too much. There we go. And this is just going to give it a little bit of extra shine and shimmer. And it's just another way to kind of elevate your stencils up. And then I'm going to do one more thing with it. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. 406. Oh, yes, absolutely, Jane. Jane, I started with, so for the greens, I started with Forest Glades. This is off of the grass fields section. I started with this. Then I added Aqualicious off of the Sweet Dreams section, like collection. And then I finished up with Evergreen. And that is from the Grass Fields collection. And then for the cones, I tried Yellow Ochre. This is from Fall Harvest. This is only available in the crisp dye ink. I don't know if it's available in the fresh dye ink yet. But then I would recommend going a little bit darker. So Sicilian Amber was a better choice. And then I used the Enchanted Gold. This is a great one to have around the holidays because it is like, it's just that gorgeous, like gold bell color. You know what I mean? And it comes up so gorgeous. I didn't end up using the rose gold. I was going to reach for this, but I'm kind of loving this moment right now. And so I wanted to stay here. So it's so pretty. And again, I'm so sorry that you can't like kind of see it. Thank you, Karen. That you can do it. And again, we have Keisha behind the badge, and you have about 25 minutes. So share this live while we're live and let Keisha and I know, and you will be entered to win a gift card. All right. So I'm going to take this, and I actually am going to do on a much thinner piece. I'm going to do that same stenciling, but I'm going to go really, really fast. So you'll be able to see it, and it will make sense in a little bit why I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab this guy, and I'm just going to do this again super duper fast. And in fact, I'm not even going to go and do all of the things that I did last time, because I am going to take this and I am going to make a liner for my envelope. And this is just going to be in that piece. So I just want to do this. I do want to make sure that I'm careful about not going out the stencil. But the reason why I'm doing this a second time is because of the envelope liner die. I don't want that paper to be too heavy. I want that to be a little bit thinner because it's going to be part of, my envelope, and I want my envelope to fold. And so in this case, I used a thinner weight paper. So this one is, I think, an index weight, like a 60 versus an 80 pound. I think that's what this is. So I'm going to go really fast with this one just because of the interest of time. So that was Pine Cold Stencil B, and then I'm going to put A back down. All right. And this time I think I'm just going to do, I always mess it up. There he is. All right. So I'm going to put him right. You can see how easy this guy is to line up. So easy to line up. Just get him right in there. Okay. So I'm going to go in this time with the yellow ochre. I'm not even going to worry about the Enchanted Gold, but that Enchanted Gold is it's so pretty. It's really the one that I like to add to in order to get that gorgeous color. All right, so I'm just kind of adding some color in. I also want to make this a little bit lighter. We could also, we'll go with this. I did this already. All right, so I'm going to come in and we're going to do some cutting of my pieces, so I can get all the things that I want to get. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. All right. So again, light. I'm going for light on this one. So yes, absolutely, Dawn. You gotta stick with that budget. That's the good thing. Use all the things. Use all the things. Okay. And again, I'm using some really, really beautiful things. We got the classic pine cones 3D. We got this little guy. So we got it. Okay. So I'm going to start here first. And I'm going to use the envelope liner die. And I feel like this little guy is kind of like the most underrated Altenew product that we have. And it's so cool because this die set comes with 3 sentiments, this cool leaf, and you even get like little stars and little hearts and stuff like that. So I think this is a really, really cool little set. And I'm going to use this to make a liner for my envelope. All right, so I'm just going to cut this so I can get it into my die cutting machine. And again, we're talking matchy-matchy today. Yes, you absolutely could. You could even, Marta, like, because I'm doing this on the inside, I'm kind of keeping it a little low-key. But yes, I'm going to spruce up my other little guy. I'm going to do something with him in just a moment. But I just wanted to run this through right now. Brown and a little bit of enchanted gold for the shine. Yeah, absolutely. And you can play around with that to see how it would like show up. No, that would actually be gorgeous because I think that would be nice. That would be nicely layered on there with the brown on there. Check out the Delectable Delights set. That's usually like my favorite brown for doing like nature stuff. I love those browns because they're a little bit of a warmer brown versus cooler, like the coffee break set. That one's like a little bit cooler, I think. I like the Delectable Delights set better for nature anyway. All right, so this one just goes right in. And I'm going to go ahead and just run this guy through. And again, I chose a lighter weight cardstock just to make sure because I knew I was going to put it on the inside of my envelope. And I wanted to do a color because I wanted to keep my envelope white. And I also wanted to say, like, if you did this, I don't unfortunately have a green envelope. And I was kind of bummed about that. I was looking around. Or maybe I do have one hiding. But this would be so pretty with like a green card. And then this on the inside, I'm going to show you it in white. And this was because I didn't put my plate in the right spot. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this straight as much as I can. Go. All right. And then the way this works is there's a score line right here in the middle. So I'm just going to score that. So I just need to reinforce that fold. And then I'm going to grab an envelope out of my envelopes. That's my papers. And let me grab my envelopes. I was going to make an envelope for you guys, but I did not end up doing that today. I have a colored one, but it's the size is big. But I just wanted to show you what it would look like. So, like, if you got this as green, like, look how pretty that looks inside, like as an envelope insert. Isn't that nice? It's not the right size because this is a bigger envelope, but isn't that pretty? Like if you did that in green. Oh, so pretty. All right, so I'm going to do this in white. And so this just literally goes in, fits in there. And you can just tack a little bit of tape. Just use the tape runner. I have mine somewhere hiding. And you can just use a little bit of tape on that, and then you have your envelope liner. Isn't that pretty? So nice. Hi, Colleen. We are actually talking matchy-matchy. So I'm using the classic pine cones 3D embossing folder, which is here, and also the stencil, and which is here. And I'm making, I have my envelope. So my envelope's ready to go. I got that one, check. And you can see how quick that is. You can just pop out a bunch of those watching TV, you know? Did someone put the link for that die? This is die. Yes, it's right above you, or at least on it's called the envelope liner die. And it's the die set is great. It's one of the workhorses in my craft room because not only does it come with this envelope liner die, but it also comes with, which is right here. It also comes with 3 sentiments. So it says hello, enjoy and for you. And then it comes with these little stars and graduating sizes and also the little leaf. So I think I like that set because it's versatile. You know, you can use a beautiful with it. And isn't it nice, Jane? Like, yeah, you're right. Like when you receive something with a pretty liner, it's like, oh, this is so nice. All right, so now we're going to cut this guy down. So I want to do a couple of things, and I don't want to use all of this for my card, but I do want to use quite a bit of it for my card. And then I'm also going to make a gift card. So, a gift card holder. So I had a gift card that I pulled out. And with a gift card holder, they're actually really easy to do. I just grab a strip, like a long strip. And I think this will work. Yeah. So I just grab a long strip. And what I do is, so this was just left over from when I cut it out from here. And I'm going to fold up probably about, you can just see I'm kind of eyeballing this using my card as a guide. And then I'm just going to score this. I have my scoring tool, which I don't. Scoring board. I'm going to grab my Altenew scoring board, and I just want to score this right above, and then I'm going to cut that down so it's going to work. This will work. And I know you guys are out there, you probably do this a lot better than me, and you have dimensions and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just kind of winging it right now because that's how I like to live my life sometimes. I'm just winging it. All right, now make this fold a little bit nicer. Just gonna wing that one too. There we go. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this off so it will fold down. Okay, so here's this. And then this is going to fold over. And then I'm just going to cut this piece off right here. So, oh, it's in. Yes, and it's 50% off. It is? Oh my gosh. Yes, get that. Get that now, guys. Get that now. The envelope liner die set. And it's so cute. It's really, really cute. All right, so obviously this needs to be cut on the sides. So I'm just going to cut that here and cut that about here. And obviously, if you have one of these already, you can use it, figure it out. Okay, there we go. And just cut there. There we go. All right, so now I have this, right? And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of tape on either side. And I got to tell you that the gnomes, oh, I found it. Oh, you guys were rooting for me. I found it. All right, here it is. I'm just going to grab a little bit of tape, and I'm just going to stick that right on the sides, and I'm just going to fold that right up. Okay, so now you can do one of two things. You could actually stencil on top of this, which would be really, really pretty. And there's my little card. Just fits right in. Or I'm just going to cut a piece of this and just add a little bit on. So I'm just going to start cutting this little guy down. So, oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, grab that one. The envelope liner die set, so cute. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to cut this down. I want to grab a section for my card, but I don't need that much. I think I want the middle part. So I think I'm going to cut, let's see. I need about 4, so let's do 3.5. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be for my card. And then this guy, I'm just going to cut off a piece and then just put him right here. And that's all I'm going to do. And that's, again, like, I kind of like it when things work together. It's neat. They look like they go together. It's kind of pretty. And I like that when you, especially when you have like gift sets and things like that. Just double checking my width. And I am just under 4 inches. All right. So, okay. Oh, you round the edges. That, yeah, that would be good. Okay, so here's my little card. So then I can just take some tape, throw that on here, and then I'm ready to go. So there's my little gift card. So cute. You could do this if you like, I was going to use a book stamp or anything like that. So there's those two. And now we're going to use my card. So I'm going to grab a card base. And I'm just going to grab a regular card base. So nothing, super fancy. If I can find one over here somewhere. You know what? Let's do some green because we got a little holiday theme going on. So here's just a green top folding card. All right, so I have this, but don't forget that I have this. And so I actually want to use this here. It's so super pretty. I do want a little bit of extra green, so I'm going to cut off some edges. And I had a thought process that I think we have just enough time for this. All right, so I'm going to come along. And I'm just going to cut that right down. And I'm also going to cut the other side just because I also want to get these little extra edges out. There we go. And then I want this to be 5.5 height. So I'm just going to cut it right there. Okay. So again, what we're talking about today is just matchy-matchy. So as you're putting those gift sets together, think about how you can use your supplies to kind of coordinate things. And so here I have this on top. And again, this is so pretty in and of itself. And I think it is absolutely gorgeous. And what I want to do, I'm kind of looking, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this right here, these are the same pine cones, which is kind of cool. You have to kind of look and see where it could match, but I'm going to grab this. This will not work perfectly. I think those are the same. Well, we're going to make them the same. I'm just going to cut these out real fast. And I'm going to put them right on my other card. And I could color these in, but I thought having kind of like the 3D on top of the 3D would be kind of a cool little thing, personally. And then any material that I have left over, I'm just going to turn into a tag. So I know, Teresa, you were looking for tag ideas. This is a little bit of cheating. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of cheating the little tag on this one today. But this is kind of what I was thinking. You also could take the gold. We could grab the gold because I did the 3D Pinecone stencil embossing folder in the gold. And we could do that in here as well. All right, so here we go. And I'm just cutting this out. I'm not being super careful because of time, but I'm being kind of careful. All right, and here we go. And I know this isn't rounded, and I know the edges don't totally make sense on it. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this little guy. Sorry, buddy, you're out. So we can add that in there. And I was hoping another guy would be here. I think that might be him. All right, I'm not going to do it, but it's cute. Yes, absolutely, in line with the bossing. And that's the cool thing to do is you can set those up, which is really, really a great thing. So I'm going to cut this down and I'm going to make a tag, and I'm going to do one more thing. And we're going to grab our envelope liner die set, and I'm going to cut out those little stars. And what's nice, and hello, Nicole, I'm so glad you are here. Hello. We are talking about those like wonderful, great things that you have that might be around that you might not have used. And I was so inspired recently by this embossing stencil. So I totally wanted to use it. Okay. There we go. Okay, I get my tag. And I get a little hole punch right in here. Okay, there we go. And I think I have some thread hiding right in here. And then we can put these in together. So, oh, that's so great, Annalicia. You know, Annalicia, we would love to see what you make. I think that inspires us most of all is how you guys take the products and like run with them. And I hope this is, I'm thinking about, again, it's getting to be that like gift giving season. And this is kind of neat. I mean, you have all the supplies. Why not go ahead and like add in a tag or an envelope liner or a gift card holder? And so it's cute, right? And so it's all those, you know, it's all kind of connecting together. All right, I have to tell you, the one thing I cannot do is I do terrible job with knots. So I'm just going to throw this in, and then you guys are going to make much more fabulous knots than I do, but it's the one thing I do not, I knot it. I don't do it well, I have to say. I'm terrible at knots. All right. And we're just going to pretend that's knotted. So we got a little card there. So there's our little tag, and we have our card. I kind of hate this, so I'm going to move this off. I'm actually going to grab, you know, what would be fun is I'm going to cut this a little bit more narrow, and I'm going to use my gold embossing guy over here. So I'm going to cut this a little bit narrow. So this is at 3.5. So I'm going to cut it to 3, and this will make sense in a moment. All right. So now I'm going to come in with my gold piece, and I'm going to line this up. And I think, yep, it's right up at the top, and we got it right here. Okay. So I'm going to come in, cut this off, and I'm just going to make a little layer. So this is at, let's cut that off. And I'm going to cut this off. Okay, now we're going to double check, make sure I don't screw this one up. Okay, so all I'm doing is just lining up the 2 embossing folders, and they're going to fit in like a puzzle piece. And I love that. So that's really, really looking super nice. I'm just going to cut off this top. And I'm going to come off just right here. I want to do more on the bottom, so I'm going to come right here. So I think I need to cut off that part. We'll get there. So now when I put this on, yep, I'm going to cut off a little bit of the white. And that's going to line up. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this guy off. There we go. So now we have kind of this layer upon layer. So you have this gold background, and then you have the top of this as an embossing. And I think that's kind of cool, right? Okay, that's, you're a looper, good. What size is that envelope you use for the liner? Sue, great question. This is a regular, like A2 card size. Like I got these, this is just like a standard one. I of course don't, oh, I have the packaging right here. This is it, Sue. So if you want to pause, it's just classic Crest A2 sized envelopes. And that's what I got them from. And it fits perfectly in there. And you have to, you know, it's got the side that's even. So it's great. So it's really, really cute. All right. So let's take a look at what we have. I'm going to do one more thing because I did not do a sentiment. So we made an envelope with envelope liner. And I would even take the stencil and I would just make a little tiny guy. You can even put a little whatever. I would stencil the front of this envelope. So that's that. We have a little tag for that. And we also have our gift card holder, which is hiding on me again. Oh, right here. My gift card holder. And we even have a little card. And I kind of like the fact that the card's a little bit different because of the fact that everything in there is but it still coordinates and it still matches. So I would glue all those down and you're like, what would I do with a sentiment? So I actually had, and I'm so sorry I didn't get to them, but I had a ton of little other ideas that we could use. And it really depends on what you want to say. And I wanted to highlight sometimes in like you don't know what to put on the inside of cards. And so I wanted to share this with you. I love this. This is Holiday Wishes from Altenew. This is an oldie, right? Oh God, this is old. I think it's still on the website. I think I just looked it up. I think it's still there. But if there's also like inside stuff too, but this is nice because it has some inside. I always look for like inside quotes, you know, so I can just stamp them and move on. I like that part. And then I also grabbed Joyful Greetings. And this is great because you can imagine I was going to put, you know, we could die cut this joy and put that joy on there and then add in a little sub sentiment. And that would be really, really cute on that one too. So that's what I was going to do for that one. And I could actually even cut the joy. Actually, if I have a big enough piece, yes, I do. I can cut the joy out of this. And then that way you're getting that little bit of extra piece up there. So, oh, that's a blessing set. Yes, that's fabulous. All right. I'm so sorry, Keisha. Keisha's like, what the heck did you do, Amy? All right. We do have this. I knew we had it. The Holiday Wishes stamp set. So nice. So if you're looking for those like inside things, super great. And then, like I said, the joy is right here. And this joyful greetings is so cute. And I like the fact that it's got the two different pieces. And for this one, I probably would use the block and then just do that other piece in here. So, all right. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Keisha for being here. And again, this was Matchy Matchy. So take a look at what you have and, you know, where you draw inspiration from and pull those out and take a look and see what you can do for creating those little sets as you start to give gifts today. So we got a gift card holder, we got our envelope liner, and for our envelope, and we have a little tag that I was able to pull out as well. All right, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. No, that's not true, Keisha, but it is for me, I need like the idea. And you're right, it's nice when you can just stamp it and it's done, right? You can just stamp it. And these are really cute. So I like all of them. And there's so if you're not at Christmas, like I was just thinking for Hanukkah there for Nancy, there's some other ones too there that are for holiday and that you can use and for seasonal greetings. So that one's nice because I always like to give some other things. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Miss Tamp. And thank you, Keisha. And thank you, everybody, for being here and taking a moment out of your day to let Altenew craft your life. All right, I'll see everybody later.